button. Greetings, fellow travelers. Welcome on in. This is the 210th level of the RPG Cave. I am one of your hosts, the level 299 human necromancer, Ryan Turford, and I am joined, as always, by the level 299 elf hex machinist, Dr. Garret Bland. How's it going, Garret?
I'm doing okay. I think I need a second cup of coffee, Ryan. I think it's that time.
Yeah.
I think I say that, but I think I rely on coffee too much. You know, it's one of those things like I need it in the morning.
Yeah.
If I'm ever going to be functioning for the rest of the day. And once you get to that point, Ryan, I don't know. I think it's a lost cause. I'm a lost cause now.
Now you know what it was like for me the longest time. Because again, I don't drink caffeine now, but like for the longest time, I was very much a caffeine person. I needed caffeine to operate, like to physically operate.
Yes.
And it was actually like one of the most freeing things, actually just giving up caffeine because I had to, I gave it up for health reasons, but actually like, I find actually now that I'm more alert and awake than ever before than I ever was with caffeine, like ever relying on it. So I actually feel like I'm like better off for it. But I know like as much like for you, Garret, especially with how much you love coffee and stuff, like how much harder for you that would even be.
I'm more of a like a coffee taste person. I love the taste of it, and then like I get into the science of it, of course. The beans,
yeah. I mean, we've talked about coffee a lot on the show,
of course.
Yeah,
I love it. It's its own subject area. Like you can get a PhD in like coffee mixology or whatever.
Yeah,
it's like a wine thing,
Coffeology.
The coffeeology.
Yes. Exactly. I don't know what the technical term is for that, so I just made one up. But
yeah, there you go.
And I mean, decaf's not the same, Garret. We both know
decaf's not the same. Now, I do applaud people trying it out. Like oh, let's try to make a good decaf coffee in a way, or a decaf drink that's it pleasures those coffee senses. I was like, good for you.
I don't mind decaf coffee. From either if you're getting it from a certain place or if you're making it yourself, like there is good decaf coffee to be had, but also sometimes decaf coffee contains paint thinner, like Luckless talked about.
Oh before, so. Goodness, that's not good. Don't put paint thinner in your coffee.
Probably
don't do that.
Probably not a wise idea, but. Anyways, this is the RPG Cave where we talk about RPGs. I swear.
I swear.
But before we get into the RPG talk, of course, we got to say thank you to all of our brand new patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, starting with Brian Eck, who comes in at the ad-free all-in-one tier. So shout out to Brian Eck for joining the Patreon.
Shout out.
And also Tony Baker. The Tony Baker for coming in at the ultimate producer tier. It's so huge that I'm using my hands like a box to then illustrate how big the ultimate tier is.
It's huge. It's an ultimate thing. So thank you so much.
Shout out to Tony Baker for hopping in at the ultimate producer tier. Of course, that's our highest tier on Patreon, where you get yourself an exclusive piece of merch that only people at the ultimate producer tier get, as well as we shout you out and shout out whatever cool things you're doing.
Nice.
So shout out to Tony Baker for being
shout out to Tony Baker. It's a real one.
Speaking of Patreon, of course, we have brand new Patreon content, including Pants Patreon podcast for Patrons podcast. So Mitch's episode has been out this week, so you can go check that out over there. And then Garret
Yes.
You're on the docket for tomorrow.
Yes.
People could go check out Garrett's episode of the Pants Podcast tomorrow. And then looking at the little upcoming calendar, if you will, because I always like to tease who's next for Monday. Of course. The Bowser is next in the rotation. So if you have questions for Bowser, make sure to go over to Patreon on Monday morning and go leave your questions on the question post or in the Discord. We have our Patreon exclusive channel where you can ask questions as well. We also, of course, have a brand new episode of We the Gamercast. Sean did an episode with Ed Placentia that's out now on Patreon. I can't remember if it's out on free feeds or not. I know that they've been coming to free feeds later. I just can't remember if it's out at the time of this recording. Either way, it'll be on the We the Gamercast free feed at some point. But if you want to listen now, go to Patreon.
Go to Patreon.
Yep. Go check that out. And then, of course, our current, book crafters and backtrackers stuff. Of course, the Backtrackers are a video game book club that is community run in the Discord. This month's selection is Dispatch. And they'll be talking about this on February 7th at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I love Dispatch, by the way. I'm so happy.
I hear it's great.
I'm happy that the community is going to get a chance to play it.
I need to play that game sometime. I don't think I'll make it for this backtracker stuff, but that's something that's like really on my mind because I kind of miss the narrative-based games. Yeah, it's been a while for me.
Yeah, dude, if you love Telltale games, like you're going to be into this, especially because it's like it's Telltale mixed with like this like strategy game. Okay. You've got this, you're a dispatcher for these superheroes and you've got this map of the city and you're kind of like assigning the superheroes to go on these missions. And you have to like try and play to the superhero strengths for each of the missions in order to solve them correctly. So it kind of plays like a real-time strategy game almost.
Interesting. Okay.
But without like combat, if that makes sense. Like
it's like more mission based.
Yeah. Like the timer ticks down or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. And also you have to manage like who goes and does what, because like sometimes you'll have 3 missions pop up, but you have 2 superheroes and you have to like figure out a way to make it work essentially. Like there's cooldowns and stuff. So it's a really, really interesting and cool game. People should go check it out. And then the current book crafters theme is new year, new you, new author, new genre, new Discord voice channel. And they're meeting actually tonight from the time we're recording this at 7 p.m. Eastern or 4 p.m. Pacific, right in the Discord. So make sure to go check that out if you are interested in hanging out with some cool peeps. Even if you're not into crafting, from what I've been told, just go and hang out. Book crafters like to hang out and talk about stuff. So there you go. Those are all the things as well. Of course, carpoolgaming.com is where you can get your Carpool Gaming merch, as well as our website. We accept donations there, as well as everything going on there. And of course, Gizmodo chopping in saying everyone's welcome at the book.
Everyone's welcome.
Everyone. For sure. Yeah. So shout outs. Cool. Well, now that with all that out of the way, Garrett.
Yes.
Hit me with your 3 things, my friend.
All right. 3 things. We're going to knock these out. Boom, boom, boom. Let's do it. Okay. So the first thing is we got a new doorbell and security cameras or whatever. My project this weekend is to install those around the place. I am not the handiest person in the world. So, of course, I looked at 10 different YouTube videos to figure out this new doorbell situation. I think I got it covered. It's not rocket science, but, if one wrong move for me and it's not a good time on the handiwork side. So, but I'm confident in myself that I will get through. Like it. I'm 98% sure I'll be fine.
Okay.
The 2%, I don't know. We'll see. Anything can happen. Shock myself or whatever.
I believe in you, Garrett. I mean, you built a computer. So
I did build a computer.
If you can build a computer, you can probably install doorbells. Yarden actually brings up a good point, and this is something I was going to bring up. Yeah. First of all, Yarden wants to know if you got Ring. I also want to know, like, are you going to have like a customized doorbell, like sound? Like, are you going to have like a funny doorbell? How is your doorbell going to function, Garrett?
So the doorbell chime is a much more I think it's actually more complex to install. Like if you want your own chime and stuff like that. So I don't think I'll do that. I'll just do the existing chime that we have. We can get a gong. That would be funny.
Yeah.
I did not get a Ring. I got actually the Eufy doorbell and security system just because The Ring still requires a subscription for video surveillance or whatever. Eufy is all local storage.
Okay.
So no subscription is required, although you can have a subscription to do extra features or whatever. But yeah, we went with the Eufy.
That's still crazy to me. Doorbell subscription services. What a time to be alive, Garrett.
Because it's a video. It's like a little video.
Oh, I know. It's just...
so you gotta have. I'm telling you, like the new systems is like every single one of them gotta have a subscription. Well, because security companies in general, like they like to put security systems. So
yeah,
our subscription systems. So, anyways, I'm done with that. All right, so that's my first thing. Second thing is a Shining Force 2 update. I'm not gonna like give you impressions or anything like that.
Please don't.
I am. I beat the squid.
Okay, the Kraken.
Okay, the Kraken. Yes, the Kraken.
Yeah.
And then I did another battle after that, which was way harder than I thought.
That is because did you go
I
left out of town?
I went left.
Yeah, that you're not supposed to go do that battle yet.
Oh, okay. I did fine. I went through that.
Well, I'm just saying that's why it was harder because like it's like it actually wants you to go right instead of left.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But it's an open world. Like you can kind of like it's different from Shining Force 1. You can really explore.
It is an open area thing. It's funny because I went to the left. I did the battle. Yeah. And of course I have save states, so I just saved afterwards.
Yeah.
Went to that little castle, did a little dialogue over there. Then I was going back, and if you go to a certain square in that map, you trigger that battle again.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It'll actually that battle to the left that you go to, Garrett, will actually infinitely trigger. Like it'll let you play that battle. It'll no. It's there on purpose. You can do it over and over again to like level up, like to grind if you want to.
Yeah.
Like kind of like in Fire Emblem. If you want to, if you need some extra XP, you can do that battle over and over again to grind up some of your troops. So because that's around the time of the game where you're getting to level 20, you're thinking about whether you want to start promoting or if you want to hold off on that. So like that, that's why that battle is set up that way. Whereas if you go right, what'll end up happening is you'll do the quest line, and when you come back and do that battle again, that'll be the last time it triggers.
Okay, sounds good. I am, and you saw, and now I'm in the middle of the battle on the right, and you're right, it's way easier. I was like, okay, and now I'm getting 1 experience point for my certain soldiers. I'm like, oh, okay, this is quite interesting.
Well, and that's going to continue to happen also as you kind of get closer again to like the promotion stages as well. So.
Okay, sounds good. Good stuff so far. So there you go. That's where I'm at. The Shining Force 2 is around there.
I know exactly where you are.
Yeah. And then third thing is we're blessed here in the coastal California is we don't have this crazy winter storm happening. I talked to my family and members and my friends down in Dallas, and it's going to be a rough one over there, especially because the infrastructure is not really built for winter storms. And when one of those big winter storms comes in once every few years, it's not a good time. So hopefully they are safe and they have power. That's pretty much what I think about. But I'm very blessed to have good weather over here and not have to worry about snow.
I was gonna say, when you see that stuff happen, like it makes you just probably actually feel blessed to kind of live where you are because or makes you appreciate it because today it's warmed up this afternoon. It is currently minus 14, but with wind chill, it feels like minus 25.
Oh my gosh, I probably would not stand that. I would be like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean, it's supposed to go down to like minus 30 tonight here, so it's gonna get cold here in Canada.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cold.
Yeah,
and I mean that's why the property prices here are more expensive. It's like, if you want good weather and good stuff here, pay the price.
Sure, but I like the fact that you say that, despite the fact that Toronto is not cheap either.
Yeah, Toronto's not cheap either, and it's freaking cold. So.
Yeah, it's cold and it's expensive. It's just that's the combination everyone loves. But
oh yeah, Wonderful.
Yes, of course, Sean. The weather drive has in fact.
The weather drive is back. Yes.
Yeah. Look, we haven't.
Exactly.
You know what? We've been good, Garrett. We haven't talked about the weather at all on the show
That's
for
true.
like at least a month now. So
yeah, it's been it's eventful. It's like a winter storm's coming in. What do you expect from us,
dude? Here, like everyone's talking about the weather in
of
Toronto,
course.
So.
It's the number one thing.
Yeah.
Well, number two thing. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, Garrett.
Yes.
I feel as though I want to go on a quick side quest with you.
Let's do it.
If I may.
Let's go on this side quest.
Because you got to talk about this last week.
Yes.
But then now we get to talk about it again.
Of course.
The Dragon Quest VII Reimagined demo.
Yes.
Garrett, you played it. You talked about it last week.
Yes.
I have now played the demo.
Oh, okay. How do you like it?
I finished the demo.
You finished the demo?
You talked about it last week where you were like, you didn't end up finishing it. Like you started it, but you got like halfway through and we're like, all right, I've seen enough.
Yeah.
I could not put this game down.
Yeah.
And ended up just playing through the entire demo, which was like 3.5 hours long.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved it. Dude,
it's so good, isn't it?
Dude, it's such a good game. Holy crap.
Yeah.
The turn-based battles, for one thing, I love the fact that they did the Dragon Quest HD2D thing of allowing you to speed up the battles to like very fast speed. So like you just zip through the battles very quickly. And they're still really fun to play through. But I even though I do think they're a little more forgiving, at least in the early hours, versus Dragon Quest 1 and 2, which I think again is a good thing because I didn't really feel the need to go out and grind or anything like that. I like as well, like, it's not random battles. You've got enemies on the map that you run into.
On the map itself, yeah.
And you can engage with them like Persona style and get, the swing attack in to get like a little bit of health off them. Although I thought it was weird sometimes where you would do that and then the enemies would still have the advantage over you anyways. Like the initiative.
It's a weird trigger. I think it's you really need to hit them in the back or something. No,
I've done that where even you hit them in the back and it's like the enemies start with the advantage and I'm like, what?
It's like, why?
How does that work? I hit you.
Well, I think it knocks the health off. I think the enemy advantage stuff is just random.
Yeah,
maybe.
I know, that's what I mean. It's a little bit. It takes me out of the experience a little bit, but I love the combat. I like the characters that we had, and I even liked that they threw in some guest characters as you play through. Some of it as well that kind of help you out in the party. The story is really interesting as well because you've got these 3 kids. They're on this island, but they've been taught their whole life like this island is like everything. That there isn't really much outside.
That's the only
island.
thing. Yeah.
Yep. But then you find out that that's not true because it sounds like there's a bunch of like islands that are like submerged and you're finding these puzzle pieces to then like, go into the past to like bring these islands back to the surface to like, purge them of this like evil that's there. Like this game's great. Like it's a great game. Really enjoyed it. And I went from being, fairly medium is kind of where this was on my thing to now I'm playing it day one. Like
you're there day one. You're gonna buy it. You're gonna go through it.
Well, I mean, it's already pre-ordered. So
good. Are you playing it through PlayStation?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Yeah.
I mean, I could play it on Switch 2 or something else.
Yeah, Switch 2. Yeah.
But no, PlayStation. I'm pretty much playing everything. I kind of like I've gotten to the point, Garrett, where unless a game it has like some specific reason to play it on another platform, I kind of just want to have all my games in one place.
No, totally understandable for sure.
So I am pretty much playing everything on PlayStation now at this point. Like I was looking at my chart actually, because I did my because I have my spreadsheet, as people know, that I've been updating throughout the year, and like almost everything on it is PlayStation. I think like Mario Tennis, Fire Emblem, that's basically it on Switch 2 right now. So. We'll kind of see how it goes. Although I've been playing a lot of 360 lately, which has been an interesting experience.
Yeah, I'm sure that's been interesting as well. Yeah. No, I totally understand having all games in one place. I think I eventually want to get to that point. But I still want to keep these consoles just in case, there's the off chance of a game I want to play on over there. So
that's why I still keeping my Xbox and my other consoles, because like even though I want to have as much stuff on PlayStation, I'm playing like other stuff on.
How else are you gonna play Final Fantasy 13?
That's true. That's true.
Currently,
it's the only way to do it. I mean, I could, unless I want to roll out the PS3 or play the 360 version, like on the 360, which I don't want to do. That's bad. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but no, Dragon Quest again. I that demo really sold me on it in a way I wasn't expecting because like the later Dragon Quest games I was never really super into. So, but after playing 1 and 2 and 3, and now this demo, like. I think I'm starting to turn around on Dragon Quest. I think I'm getting much more interested in Dragon Quest as a series.
I think it's, they did a good job of adding modern sensibilities and features into the HD 2D, and then also Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. I'm very curious how this interest will translate to Dragon Quest 12.
Yeah.
For you. I think the other big thing about Dragon Quest VII Reimagined is the art style is very unique. I love the isometric view and the movement of the characters. It looks like I'm like playing a little claymation dollhouse. Of course, it reminds me of Mario RPG, but it also reminds me of, oh man, what's that other game I was thinking? Oh, Dragon Quest Builders.
Yeah,
very much. Yeah, like it definitely has that vibe. So I like it.
So then now again, and I don't think we talked about it last week's show, Garrett. So I want to pose this question to you now. So we know that my plan, I'm playing this, the day it comes out. By the way, I did not get the digital deluxe edition, which has the 3-day early access. So I'll be playing it on the Friday, the official release date. So I want to know from you, Garrett, what are your plans for this game? Like, do you plan on playing it sometime this year, picking it up on sale, or are you gonna just leave it behind? What do you think about Dragon Quest VII? What are your plans?
I think I would love to go through Dragon Quest 3, HD 2D first. I don't want to skip around and do different. I mean, like I really enjoyed this demo, but I want to be true to myself. It's like, no, you have Dragon Quest 3. Go through that. First, and then maybe 1 and 2. I don't know. At that point, I think I'll be kind of split between doing Dragon Quest 1 and 2, and then also Dragon Quest 7. It depends on the sale. It depends on, how I feel about it at the time. So I'm trying to think. They don't have a sale on Green Man Gaming. That's where I get a lot of my newer PC games.
But it's also a Square game. Like, it'll just later in the year, like over the summer or later in the year, it'll be like discounted pretty heavily.
Yeah, it'll be discounted somewhat. So, that's what I think of it. I need to go through Dragon Quest 3 first.
Yeah. My hope though is that somehow I manage to finish this game before Resident Evil comes out, because but by the time Resident Evil comes out at the end of February, like
you're done.
That's the game where I'm literally dropping everything because I'm such a huge Resident Evil fan. So that's my hope, and it also kind of pushes games like Neo 2 or Code Vein to the sidelines, because those were games I was looking at and was interested in, but I think Dragon Quest kind of won me over. So my 2 February games will be the Dragon Quest and then Resident Evil. So.
I wonder how long Dragon Quest VII will take to beat. It's going to be shorter for sure compared to the 3DS version, which I think is like 70, 80 hours. I was
just going to say, like, I remember that being very long.
Yeah. It is a longer game, but it's it doesn't have the battle fast forward or a lot of different. There's a lot of backtracking, I guess, involved.
How long to beat has just the main story is 75 hours.
Yes, that sounds
main
about
plus
right.
extra is 93 hours, and then completionist is 130 hours for the 3DS version. And then again, the PlayStation version, 134 hours for the main story.
Yes.
And completionist for that game is like 266 hours.
That's crazy. Can you imagine trying to play that game? What was it, PlayStation 1?
PlayStation 1.
It's like unheard of during that time. It's like, you're going to play this for longer than a Persona 5.
Two Personas. Persona 5s.
Two Personas. I imagine this Reimagine is going to be probably 40 to 50 hours.
Yeah, that's my hope, especially with, like, I think, because in the 3DS version, Garrett, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they had, like, the increased battle speed in that version,
They did not, no.
Okay, because I think that is going to make a big difference. in
Yes.
game in game speeds alone,
Yeah.
let alone any other like streamlining things they put into this.
Yes.
So yeah, I actually like, you're right. Like I think this might be 35 to 40 hours.
That would be great. That's a great length.
Yeah.
For this type of game.
I agree.
That's the sweet spot that they need to hit. So
that's one of the reasons I really like 1 through 3. Like they were all in that 20 to 30 range, except
That's
for
great.
Dragon Quest 1, where that Dragon Quest 1 was like 8 hours you finish it in.
Yeah. It's it's a short game. So cool.
Yeah. Cool. Well,
Excited.
yeah. So look for my thoughts on Dragon Quest when we get closer to it, once we start playing it a little bit more. But or I should say when it comes out, because it's out in 2 weeks, and I'm very excited to play.
It's come soon.
Yeah. Well, speaking of games that are coming out, Garrett, it is now time for us to read from the sacred texts.
Oh.
Because the Xbox Developer Direct happened, Garrett. There was no Fallout stuff.
No Fallout. No Persona.
No Persona. No random RPGs out of nowhere. But we knew going into it, there were going to be 2 role-playing games that they were going to talk about.
2.
And I wanted us to just hang out and talk about them.
Let's do it.
Is get some vibe checks, of course. So
Some vibe checks.
I kind of actually want to start with Beast of Reincarnation.
All right, let's start with that for sure.
Yeah. So this is, of course, the new game from Game Freak, makers of Pokemon.
Makers of Pokemon.
Although you wouldn't know it by looking at this game. And
no idea.
It's like a AAA action RPG set in the year 4000 in Tokyo.
It's a post-apocalyptic thing, yes.
It's a post-apocalyptic RPG where you play as a young woman, and she's got this wolf companion, and she's basically trying to like remove this corruption from the world that kind of keeps humanity kind of bogged down, because humanity at this point is like almost gone extinct.
Yes.
But, it kind of like, they say it's an action RPG. It kind of reminds me of like when I look at the footage, it kind of makes me think of games like Neo.
Yes.
Or not a Souls-like, because it looks much faster than something.
I think it's like a Horizon Zero Dawn. That's what reminds me a little bit more. It is an action RPG, and then there are some pauses, like with Horizon, you can like switch your loadout, switch your bow or whatever. It's kind of like that. It's like, I can like pause for a little bit, and then you can do like your beast can do certain abilities or skills. You can change weapons and stuff like that. So yeah.
I think you're right on the money, Garrett. I think that actually is a better comparison even than what I was thinking of. So we had seen this game previously, but we got like a big deep dive. And what was interesting about this, first of all, is that, Nintendo, they never show off their studios typically. Yeah. So it was so weird to actually get like this huge, like look at Game Freak itself as like a studio. Yeah. Like, I think that's one of the first, like the most we've really seen of like people just sitting there working there at Game Freak.
It's like, oh my gosh, they're in Tokyo and they're working on something. They're working on this Beast of Reincarnation. It's,
I thought that was like super interesting, but I also thought it was really interesting too. They made a lot of comparisons to Pokemon.
Oh my gosh, they couldn't stop talking about it. I was like, dude, can you we get it. Like, we got it the first 3 times that but like, I think you can tell the developer team, they're like, we are very tired of doing this same series over and over and over again every year. We want to try, and that's why like, we tried side projects like Card Jockey and these other games. It seems like this time around, as you said, is like a major AAA game that they've really invested in, probably the biggest one outside of Pokemon. So I think they're very excited to collaborate with Xbox on this and get it to full release.
Like they're really swinging for the fences for this one, I think. Like, I mean, it's gonna be out on everything except Switch 2, which is just funny.
Which is crazy to think about. Yeah, for sure.
It's also gonna be in Game Pass, so people can go play it like day one when it comes out. Like, I thought this game looked really rad. Like I
really
saw,
did.
Like they showed a lot of the combat systems, the exploration. They showed kind of, again, this the world of Tokyo, like the post-apocalyptic Tokyo, where like you're going through, you know, dilapidated buildings, and there's these giant robots walking around. There's also like multiple factions, like you're fighting like fantasy monsters, but you're also fighting this like robot faction of androids that have like human consciousness that were implanted after like humans started dying from this plague. Like there, it seems like there's a lot of lore there, so I think the story is going to be pretty good too. Like this game, I think, is ticking all the boxes for me in a way I wasn't expecting from Game Freak. Like it's proof that they can do like a really big, interesting game like this, like something that's completely different from Pokemon, that's totally outside the wheelhouse, and I am actually very excited about this game.
No, it looks good. I'm curious more about the pacing of this game. How am I gonna like it? It looks very I don't know. It looks good. It's just I don't see the novelty just yet.
Sure.
Like there's so many action RPGs that are out there that are great.
Yep.
And I think this one's like, yeah, this looks great, but what's different about it?
Sure.
I can't catch it just yet. Actually, another game that really I like to compare it to as well is Scarlet Nexus. It gives me that action based, like fast paced, weird, and then of course you got these weird abstract monsters or whatever. That's another thing. I think I'm more curious about the dynamics of the beast and the main character and how they play with each other with the combat. I think it can be very cool.
Yeah, because they mentioned that you like the wolf, you're also leveling up, and then is fighting alongside you. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how that party dynamic kind of works a little bit. Like, and yeah, from vibes as well. Like I'm also feeling, you know, very like, you know, Stellar Blade or, you know, Near Automata kind of vibes from, you know, the actual design itself. So yeah, you're right. Like it does blend a little bit into it, but yeah, it's really, really interesting.
I think another thing that was really cool about this game, what they emphasize is like the nature part of the game. You could tell by their studio itself, they like to, it's very green, has a lot of plants around, has a lot of life to their studio itself. And it's like when they develop this game, they think of like plants in nature is like kind of the dominant force in this world, in this game. I think it's a much cooler take than what we've seen in other post-apocalyptic games that really focus on like just destruction and like barrenness. And it's just like, no, it's like actually plants being a very vital part.
Like it looks so much more vibrant actually when you made like when you brought up Horizon earlier, like that's the comparison I bring it to, where Horizon was like a very kind of like snowy landscape.
That's true.
And there was just a lot of dilapidability. It's a lot of like whites and grays and stuff. Whereas this game just feels so much more colorful and alive. Like the how, to your point, how nature has kind of taken over, and is kind of a big part of the visual design of the game. That's one of the things I think actually maybe makes it stand out, because you were asking about what makes it stand out. I think visually, I think some of those elements make it stand out for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Although Yarden chimes in and says that the novelty itself is a Game Freak game that has a budget. It actually looks good.
Yeah, I'm really rooting for them on this one. I want to see this game to be successful for them and give them the motivation and the courage to try more of these projects. It seems like with these side projects outside of Pokemon, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
It's like they try like a much different game than what they've done with the Pokemon series. They don't do turn-based RPGs. They do so many different genres and mechanics. And this one is like, let's actually, you know, make a mainstream genre, an action RPG that's part of our DNA, and go for it. So yeah, really rooting for them on this one.
Same. I'm very, very excited about this one. Now, Gizmodo 16 asks, what are the chances Beast of Reincarnation is really set in the Pokemon universe?
I really hope not, man. This is what I don't want.
I
at
would
all.
say
Yeah.
0.00000% chance.
Yeah.
For God's sakes, there is no Tokyo in Pokemon.
There is no Tokyo in Pokemon.
But they've confirmed that the city you're in is
Tokyo.
the year 4000 Tokyo.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I don't want this type of mixing together. And you could tell from the development that Game Freak is like, we've done Pokemon. We are doing Pokemon. Like that's not going away.
Yeah.
This is our passion project. This is what we wanted to do. And it sounds like this is the longest budget game that they've made ever in a project.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope they don't mix it up. That would be
yeah.
That would be rough.
That'd be interesting. And like if this does well, like I honestly can't not wait to see what's next. Like I want to see what else they can do as a studio as well. Especially because again, like you said, they've tried a bunch of stuff in the past and most of them haven't hit. Like for God's sakes, look at Hilltown Hero, like stuff like that. Like there's a lot of stuff like that they've done that just hasn't really been like the same. Like it feels different this time though.
Yeah,
like
you get the elephant game that's like a clip art runner type of game. You got the Card Jockey, which was cool. Card Jockey's a cool game, but it's not like it's a small game. It's like you play on your DS and it was a smaller budget game. This one is like, hey, this is our we could bring it up again in Horizon. It's our Horizon game, kind of. So I'm ready for it.
And they didn't do the Tencent thing where they wanted to make a Horizon game in the Horizon universe, and they tried they didn't do that thing where they just made a Horizon game anyways. But I think of another game that I want to compare to Astral Chain. Yeah,
just because of the companion combat. I think in Astral Chain it was very unique. And the way you bounce between your main character and then your chained up side companion, you had to do a lot of involvement in both areas. So maybe they kind of looked at that game as like, oh, we could do something like this as well. That's another game I think of when seeing this game.
Cool. So so it's coming out this summer. We don't have an exact release date, just sometime in the summer. Which I think is actually really good game, really good time for this game to launch. And I'm definitely, it's on my radar now. I think I'm gonna consult my spreadsheet. What did I rate this?
What did you write down in the spreadsheets?
I wrote down Beast of Reincarnation is set to a high on my spreadsheet.
A high. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have Game Pass, so I don't know if I'm day one just yet. But I don't know if I'm ready to click that box, but it's definitely high, I think.
I might just subscribe for a month and go through it.
Yeah.
And just do that.
Yeah, especially because, like,
for PC.
You PC Game Pass. Like, you just got the new PC, Garrett. You got to have something to play on it. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You're not like me just playing World of Warcraft Midnight. Because
I'm playing Solitaire. That's it.
Solitaire, of course. Just like Bowser.
The ultimate PC game.
Nice. Well, the other game, of course, that we were very interested to see at the developer direct is Fable. Yes. We hadn't seen any of the gameplay from the game. We've now seen a whole bunch of the game now. They talked about a bunch of systems. They talked about the combat. They talked about locations. First of all, before we get into this, Garrett, have you played Fable before? Like any of the Fable games?
I can't say that. I have. Like, I've seen Fable for a long time. Like, I've had a 360 and seen the games. I don't know what, it just didn't really hook me at all.
Well, I mean, are you like a British humor person?
I mean, I can be, but it's not like that's like a thing I really like.
Because that's the thing. I think a lot of people who are really who are not into Fable, like that's one of the biggest turnoffs is if they're not into British humor, it's hard. I think it's harder to get into Fable.
Yeah, I think I tried to play Fable or Fable 2 back in the day for like a couple hours, and I'm like, I'm not really into this, and just put it down.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Whereas I've always, I've played all the Fable games. Well, except for the Connect one. I didn't play the Connect one, but I played the other Fable games, the mainline Fable games on 360 and original Xbox, and really enjoyed them. Especially because again, I love kind of like morality based games, and they very much are those, and they were really fun, like action RPGs. Fable 2 is still my favorite of the three, the original trilogy, and I was pretty excited going into this one, and I gotta say, Garrett, and I'm curious to know what you think. I think that what they showed us here is exactly, as a Fable fan, what I wanted to see.
Yes.
And I'm very excited for this game.
Yeah, it looks really good. From what I've seen. And you're right, like it does have that Fable kind of personality, that DNA. And it seems like they hit all the good, they went through the checklist of like combat and relationships with people and then the town. Yeah. I think they did a pretty good job of showcasing this game.
Yeah. So starting with the combat, actually, that's one of the things that actually made it feel the most like Fable actually from this trailer, because the combat in the original Fable games, for people who haven't played them, is that usually like you have 3 attack buttons, X, Y, and B. The X button is all your melee attacks are all on that button. The Y button is all of your ranged attacks, whether you're using a bow and arrow or a gun in Fable 2. They give you guns in that game. And then the B button where all your magic attacks. And you could kind of cycle through them. You could kind of build your character out however you wanted, where if you wanted to just go full melee and not really focus on the other stuff, you could do that. Or you could have like this interesting balance and mix where you could be like, you could shoot from afar with your arrow a couple times, then run in with your battle axe and then retreat back and then cast like a fireball on the enemy. And it all in real time, because again, it was like action combat, and it was such like an interesting gameplay style. Like I'm really like, that was one of the things I was expecting. Maybe they changed that around a little bit, but no, they showed off in the trailer, like in the developer direct, like that it's going to play like the same way, where they showed even the action buttons kind of corresponding the same ways. You have abilities on cooldown, outside of that stuff, like, and that got me really excited, because again, like that, I remember how fun the gameplay or like the combat was, and the ability to, customize it and play how you wanted to. Seeing even just the variety of attacks they showed in the trailer, or weapons, like you had, like they showed the two-handed sledgehammer, and how it would affect enemies versus swords versus bows, and then mixing the sword attacks with like magic attacks to like down the enemies, like all that stuff seemed like it's gonna, like I can tell by looking at that that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, for sure. And I love the interactivity with the enemies as well in combat. They really showed off like how afflicted they are once certain attacks are hit onto them. I seeing I think it was like a crossbow hitting at like the kneecap of a skeleton, and that skeleton went down on the floor. Yep. Like I was like, oh, that's
so then you can smash its skull in with like the sledgehammer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was really cool. And as you said, mixing around the magic weapons and the range and the melee, it's pretty interesting style of a game. I haven't seen
even the combination where they showed off in one example of turning to like using a magic attack to turn enemies into chickens.
Yes.
That then you can pick up and then punt across the room to deal a bunch of damage, and then you can shoot at them from afar with like a crossbow. Like even stuff like that just gets my juices going, thinking about like creative possibilities of wiping out the enemies in this game. Which
it's really cool.
Gets me excited for the combat a lot in this game. Like I think it looks like it's going to be pretty solid. But then they showed off a bunch of the other role-playing systems, which have always been part of Fable, because like going back to the first game, you've always been able to buy property. In fact, in Fable, like the earlier Fable games, you could buy every house and business in the game if you had the money to do so. And then you could do all kinds of crazy stuff. Like you could rent the property back to people and become a landlord and like triple the rent. And
oh my gosh.
Which would then earn you a
real
ton
life.
Which would then earn you a ton of cash to then buy more stuff and then buy more, and it just snowballs out of control down the road. And I'm glad that they brought all those systems back, and they even showed off. One of my favorite things was they're like, yeah, you bought this person's building, and then you evicted them, and then you ran into this dude on the street that you evicted, and he's like mad at you because, and it says the reason when you interact with him that why he's mad at you, and it's because you evicted him. Like, I love that. Like I'm seeing the layers of the onion there, and I love kind of those deep like non-combat role-playing systems that they have in place to really immerse you in the experience.
Yeah, it seems like it's a much deeper, much more personable relationships between the characters in this town than I have seen in any other RPG.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't played the Fable game, so I'm sure it kind of follows that similar
they did that a little bit where like it was very much based on the morality before. Where like if you were good, like people would celebrate you and stuff like that, or if you were evil and you walked through town, people would like throw bananas at you.
That's funny.
And other things, and just like heckle you and stuff. So and they show that off a little bit here, where like you have this reputation system where you'll earn like little like mini titles almost. That'll then kind of like influence the way people think about you. So if you're like this rich person, people think of you as this like snooty person, so they in turn are kind of like, you know, very sarcastic to you.
That's yeah. All right. That's really cool. Another thing I want to pinpoint with this game is the landscape, the graphics, the environment of this game. It looks incredible.
Yeah.
Like very hand-drawn, very detailed environments, not just the town and like the outside area. It looks like they have many different biomes and areas that you can go to.
They did touch on a few of those, but we'll probably see more kind of as the game gets closer to it.
So it looks like from a game development environmental standpoint, looks really good.
I will say that, like, you know, one thing we did notice while watching it is the game runs at 30 frames.
It runs at some subframe.
That's what I mean. Like, it's targeting 30 frames, right? And even then, like, when you watch the 4K version on of the video itself outside of the stream, I think it actually looks a lot better as far as the frame rate is concerned. I think something else with the stream, you know, it looked a little bit framey. But I will also mention, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a performance mode because it is Playground games. They always have a performance mode. I think they just really want to the point you just made, and this is why I'm bringing this up now. I think they wanted to get across that visual design by having it shown off in quality mode. Because we also know from developer interviews that developers actually prefer, like, they actually want people to play their games in quality mode over performance mode. So I think that's why they wanted to show it off in this like 30 frames mode. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be like a 60 frames performance mode as well. I mean, for God forbid, at least on PlayStation 5 Pro.
At least on the Pro. Yeah, I'm curious.
And on PC.
Yeah, this is a day one on PlayStation as well.
It is day one on PlayStation.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm curious how the Pro patch is going to be with this one.
Because Microsoft has been all their games, they've been really good about pro patches. Like every game that they've released on PlayStation has had a pro patch of some kind, and it usually has a lot of improvements to the games. Like Forza Horizon 5 looks incredible on the Pro. Like they did some magical stuff with that version of the game. So like I'm really interested to see how that goes. But I know like that's kind of one of the concerns people have now. And also, I love that the choices they have, they talked about that as well, because, again, choices were a big part of the original game, and how they're not going to just be black and white choices this time around. Like, they've really evolved that versus the old system where it was very much like the good or evil choice. And they had the example of the dude who becomes a giant, and you can choose whether or not to kill him. And his body, like, ends up in this, like, giant field outside of town if you end up killing him. Or if you spare him, they didn't mention what happens. Maybe people are nicer to you. So I like the fact too that they have that aspect of Fable, because that was again a key part of the original games was choices. So we don't have an exact release date, just fall of this year. But man, dude, like I'm pretty excited about this game.
It's looking good. You know, Playground Games has been working on this for a really long time now. So glad that they're able to showcase it finally after many years of an announcement. And development. And I think they're seeing the finish line with this.
I think so too. Again, like I mentioned last week during our predictions episode, I'm pretty confident that this game does come out this year. That this is a fall, like an actual fall game that actually comes out, and we'll actually score well, because again, like people were also concerned about that too. We talked about that on last week's episode, where like a lot of people were even talking about the idea of it being canceled or not canceled, but or infinitely delayed to next year. But I'm pretty sure after seeing this, like, it's coming out this year and it's going to be very good.
I think it's looking, at least a great game.
Yeah, for sure. Like, mid 80s.
Mid 80s. I would think, at minimum, like an 80 open critic.
Yeah.
So the human models look incredible in this game. Like, I don't think there's very few games that really hit that point of a great human model. I think they did a good job there.
And they mentioned too that there's over like 1,000 citizens who live in Bowerstone that are individually crafted, that have their own lives and set routines and stuff like that too.
So that takes a long time.
Now you know why the game's taken forever to come out, right? Like,
yeah. It's well, I wouldn't say no AI was used, but like generative AI, it doesn't seem like it. It seems like it was very handcrafted. World. So
between the world and the characters, for sure. I think so. But so there you go. Fable, Beast of Reincarnation, 2 really good showings. I think the Xbox Developer Direct, once again, slam dunk right there.
Slam dunk.
Oh, Yarden asks, which one you score higher, Beast or Fable? I would say I'm definitely more hyped for Fable.
I would say Fable. Yeah.
Beast of Reincarnation, I think, will be like,
it's a hit or miss.
I think.
It looks like a good action RPG that can be like at minimum like a low 70, high 60 to mid 80s. I think of that.
Yeah. I think it'll be really good, but I also think there's more of a chance it could go lower than Fable. Like Fable, I'm pretty confident is going to be rated higher.
And I hope that doesn't discourage Game Freak, because this is kind of their first big AAA project outside of Pokemon. They have to get their first game out, no matter what. So, and of course, that always comes with things you can improve upon to the next game. So,
and lots of people are going to play it because it's in Game Pass. It's like people are going to play that game. So they will definitely get that. But
they should put in the beginning splash screen, Game Freak, the makers of Pokemon series.
They should.
Oh my
Good God. All right, Garrett. We got one final question before we got to run out the door. This comes to us from J Hetfield 0816, who says, "Do you guys remember back in the day when demo discs used to come out for the PlayStation 1 and how excited we all were for playing them? What was your favorite RPG demo disc to play back in PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 era? And totally unrelated question, do any of your family members appreciate role-playing games to the extent that way you can discuss them together?" Now, Garrett, I used to play demo discs on PC and not on PlayStation. And I never really had any RPG demo discs.
Yeah, I had one PS1 demo disc that I cycled through. It was like the jet ski game, the skiing game. I forgot the names, and then Spyro was in there. Okay. I don't remember. Well, there could be an RPG in there. I didn't pay attention. I was too young.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just had one demo disc.
Yeah.
For the PS1.
Like I was never like because you had to buy magazines to get the demo discs typically, and I just didn't really buy too many magazines at the time. And again, I was mostly playing a lot of PC games actually at the time. So I think that's kind of the big difference. Whereas I remember playing like the Siberia demo or the Descent demo and a bunch of those over and over again. But nothing like nothing role playing. As far as other family members though, who are interested in role playing games, y'all might remember this from a long time ago if you've been a long time listener of the show. I had my older brother Kyle, on the RPG Cave. We've done an episode together because he also is into role-playing games a lot. Like actually, Kyle and I used to play a lot of games together as kids because we were we're only like a year and a half apart in age. So we played a lot of games growing up together, and we both kind of had the same awakening into role-playing games at the same time with Shining Force and Lunar. Like those were the two games that both really got both of us into role-playing games. And he plays a lot more PC games now versus like he doesn't play the console games. But he does play a lot of role-playing games. If anything, he actually plays a lot of the Hoyoverse games actually. Like Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact. Like that's something he's really into. And we could definitely usually always have talks about role-playing games because he definitely plays a lot of RPGs. Like that's like the genre he actually plays the most is role-playing games.
Got it.
My little brother, on the other hand, he doesn't play as many video games. But when he has, like he played RPGs, but he was like less into RPGs and more like a lot of action games.
I see.
First-person shooters.
Cool.
What about you? Do you have any RPG siblings or family members, Garrett?
Not really. I don't think of many family members that are into video games as much as I am, or RPGs. So yeah, and then but my half brother, he's like 18 years younger than me. He plays Pokemon. He plays on the Switch. Plays Fortnite, but Pokemon's just the extent of his kind of video games or whatever. He's much more into like other things than video games, which is totally cool. I just don't have any family members to really talk to about RPGs at all. So I'm lonely here.
You got us. You got the carpool family.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's why we have the carpool family and everyone online. So there 100%. You go.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode of the RPG Cave. But before we go, we got to say thank you to all of our patrons. We're at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, starting with our ultimate producers, Brendan Myers, aka The Winter Gamer, Jonathan Brown, the man behind the music on the Xbox Drive. You can check out his Linktree, linktr.ee/pme.jib, Jonas Young, and of course, returning ultimate producer, Tony Baker. Our platinum producers, Smoke and Joe, the captain in Tim Paullin, and our gold members, Adam K., Anna, Awesome Dave 1337, Benny, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carrozza, Dan and Luma, Dannohh, Emily O'Kelly, Hambone Jonny, John 32, Laura, Liger Woods 330, Mr. Giggles, Peje, Stephen Keller, and Technical Michael. Huge thank you once again to all of our patrons. We're at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. If you want to hop in their car with us, head over there, choose the tier that's right for you. And now, Garrett Plugs go.
You can follow me at Blue Sky at Blind Explosion. You can find me on the Discord. I read and acknowledge every message in the RPG Cave, sometimes in the PC gaming realm. And you can also find me on Backlogged at Blind Explosion. Whenever I finish a video game, I'll let you know.
Nice.
All right, there you go.
As for me, you can always find me on Blue Sky, the Discord, Letterboxd, and Backlog.com, all at Ryan Turford. And I posted two new reviews this week because I beat 2 new games on Backlogged. 007 Legends and 007 Bloodstone. One of those was definitely better than the other. I won't say which one, but you'll have to go to my Backlog to go find out. But for Garrett Bland, I'm Ryan Turford. This has been the 210th level of the RPG Cave, and we're out.
Bye-bye.